Hello, and welcome to this What I Eat in a Day on a highly active, high protein diet. So, I started my day off with a smoothie. So, I just added some frozen peaches, some fresh blueberries, and a very large handful of spinach to a blender with some chia seeds and the best vegan protein powder I have ever found, Blessed Protein. I will link it down below. Some water, and then I just blended it all up. And then I grabbed my beer mug turned smoothie mug and poured my smoothie in. This is just the biggest cup I own, don't judge me, okay? And then I made my favorite coffee. This is a Costa Rican brand. And if you are a coffee connoisseur, I highly recommend ordering some. I'll also have it linked down below. And I just use a French press because I think coffee tastes better in it, but you do you. And then I just took my smoothie over to my meditation cushion because my kitchen table is covered in houseplants. And I drank my breakfast and meditated for a little bit before heading to a yoga class as a student, not the teacher. And after yoga, I ate a protein bar out in my car to get enough energy to head back into the gym and do a lower body workout. So I'm not usually this focused on protein intake as a plant-based eater, but on days like this where I am being highly active, I do find it very useful to increase my protein intake through protein powders and protein bars, just because it helps to keep me full for longer, as well as helps to repair my muscle tissue after I absolutely destroy it with these hip thrusts. And then I came home and made myself some miso soup for lunch using these ingredients. This is just a super simple recipe that I like to make, so I just chopped up some garlic and some fresh ginger root. I'm not actually following a recipe, this is just how I like to make it, so if you want to spice it up differently, you do you. I use this high protein tofu that I found at Sprouts. I high-key hate tofu, but I don't mind it in this soup, so that's why I make this soup quite frequently. But I just cubed that all up, and then I added it all to a pot with a little bit of water, added some of that miso paste, any miso paste will do, and some sriracha sauce. That's not traditional, but I like it spicy, okay? And I forgot to show me adding soy sauce, but there's soy sauce in there. And then I cut up some seaweed. Now, seaweed is impossible to cut, so don't try and be aesthetically pleasing like I did, and just tear it up into the pot, okay? And I also chopped up another giant handful of spinach because, gotta get those greens, okay? And then I added that all to the pot so that the spinach could wilt a little bit, the seaweed could rehydrate, and then once it was all combined, I, just left it in the pot because living alone life. And I added some Everything Bagel sesame seasoning to the soup and drank a kombucha on the side. Because let's face it, this wouldn't be a basic white girl what I eat in a day plant-based without drinking a kombucha, okay? And then it was time to eat dinner later on, so I used this meal prep box that I received in the mail. Super simple, I just get the ingredients dropped off at my door, and then I get to unload the bag and cook it all up. So, in the magical bag of Green Chef, we had some pasta and a squash, some already chopped red bell peppers, a tomato, which I hate, but I'm gonna eat it anyways, some dairy-free basil, some balsamic vinegar, some peas that I had fun playing with in the bag for some reason. Okay, move on, Alana. And some seasonings and some sliced almonds. So according to La Direcciones, I need to fill a pot with water, boil it on the stove, and chop up all of the vegetables that did not come pre-chopped, being the tomato and the squash. So that is the nice part about Green Chef and getting a meal prep box. I used to think that they were stupid and lazy, but it is really nice to have the bell peppers already chopped for you. And to have everything pre-measured and just not have to go to the grocery store, it's great. So if you want to try a Green Chef box yourself, you can click the link down in my description box and get $55 off your first purchase. Once I was done chopping all of that, I added some water to another pot and added that balsamic vinaigrette to it. We're going to make like a balsamic reduction tomato thing. Was it necessary? No. Did it come with a meal prep box so we're gonna make it? Yes. And this did not come with the meal prep box, but because this is like a high protein what I eat in a day, I decided to add some chickpeas. Super simple, just drain that thing and add some olive oil to the chickpeas, add some spices, whatever you want. I added this 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's. It adds a nice little spice to it. And I also added some garlic powder and some regular old salt and pepper. Then I transfer the chickpeas to my air fryer tray. Now you don't have to do this in the air fryer, but I do feel like they come out a little bit crispier, but you can always do this in the oven. And I just cooked them for 12 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I added those tomatoes to that balsamic vinegar, drained my pasta, but made sure to save the pasta water because we're going to use some of that in the sauce. Not all of it, but you know, drain it how you want. And then I toasted some almonds in the pot, took them out, and then I added some olive oil, and we're going to start on the vegetables. So I added the squash and the Italian seasoning blend, probably just basil, oregano, thyme, you know, the good stuff. And then I mixed that all up and allowed the squash to soften a little bit before I added the peas and the pre-cut peppers. Then I just added that dairy-free basil pesto to the pot. This looks absolutely disgusting, but you know, it tasted good, so highly recommend. And I also added a 1/4 cup of that pasta water that we reserved from earlier to help thicken the sauce. Added the pasta back to the pot and gave it a nice stir to combine. Then I just allowed it to come to a little simmer, allowing all of the flavors to marinate together before I served it up. Now I actually did use a bowl for my dinner. Hey, good job on being an adult, Alana. And so I just added the pasta to the bowl and topped it with some of those deliciously golden brown chickpeas. And then I just added those balsamic, oh no, I added the almonds first, okay. And then I added the balsamic vinaigrette tomatoes. Was that necessary? No, but you know, didn't want any food to go to waste. So there you go. This recipe looks a little complicated, but it actually came together really quick and easily, so if you want to recreate this but don't want to buy the Green Chef box, I will have all the ingredients listed here on the screen, so if you would like to take a screenshot, as well as all of the other recipes in this video, be sure to let me know down in the comments if you try any of these out, what you think, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Thanks for watching!